All right, today I am ranking furry visual novel characters based on how likely they are to survive the Hunger Games. Did anyone ask for this? No, but I want to do it. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. All right, starting off, we have our tiers. Victor. That is, they win. They're going to win the Hunger Games. They're going to be the ultimate victor. I might have multiple people in this tier. Just assume that they won different years. Then we have makes it to the end. These are characters who are going to make it to like the final five or whatever, like the last few people, but they're not going to win. They're going to die. But they make it, or they almost make it. Then we have fan favorite. These are for characters who are like, they're not going to win, but they're definitely going to be remembered for years to come. They're going to get a lot of donations and gifts. They're definitely like people who are like, oh yeah, this person could win. And then when they die, everyone's like, no. Then we have puts up a good effort. And these are for characters that like, they're not going to win, but they don't roll over and die. You know what I mean? Like, they're at least going to do something. And then we have dies in the first 5 minutes for characters who are like, there's no way they're ever going to survive. We have Amicus. I think I'm going to put him in fan favorite. Maybe makes it to the end. I'm not sure because I think that I think he's going to be a fan favorite. I think he would make it pretty far, not like to the end. But he'd make it pretty far just based on how strong he is. Like, he's an 8-foot tall wolf alien. You know what I mean? Like, but he also is very kind. You know what I mean? He's not like a ruthless killer. I don't think that he would. I don't think he would have it in him to actually do what needs to be done to win the Hunger Games. I think that he would feel really bad, and I think that's the kind of person that would be a fan favorite. Someone who is like kind-hearted, and people are like, oh, is he gonna snap? Is he gonna become ruthless, or is he gonna stay this kind-hearted person? So I think he's gonna be a fan favorite. I'm going to put Neferu in the same tier for the same reason. I think he would. I think he is definitely more ruthless. I think he would do more things of what it's required to make it to the end, but I don't think he would in the end. I think there's other people who are way more ruthless than Neferu is. But I do think Neferu would make it further than Amicus, for sure. I'm going to put Cassius. I'm thinking I'm going to put dies in the first 5 minutes. That feels really bad. No, I'm going to put him in puts a good effort. Like, obviously he's not as physically strong, but I think less physically strong than a wolf alien is still more physically strong than like a normal human. You know what I mean? And he is definitely ruthless. He definitely is someone who would put in the effort, but he's not gonna be fan favorite, and he's not gonna win. I think Alexius is also gonna go in there because I think both of them are gonna be the kind of person in the Hunger Games who keeps their head down and like lays traps and stuff like that and schemes and takes people out that way. Like, they're gonna get far based on their like how tricky they are and stuff like that. But when it comes to like a full on fight, I don't think that they are going to do that. Artemy, I'm also going to put her in fan favorite for those reasons. I think that she's too kind-hearted for this. But she literally has like lightning magic. Like, she would definitely make it pretty far, but I don't think she wouldn't have the ruthlessness to like kill her like allies. You know what I mean? She totally would not do that. Malice, he dies in the first 5 minutes. Like, unless he has some host, he's just like a snake. You know what I mean? Like, he is not making it far. Sure, he has magic, but he really like needs to make a deal with someone to like do anything. And right now, he's just like a snake. So, not good at all. Calder, I think he's going to make it to the end because, again, he's not like super physically strong, but he's magical and he is pretty ruthless and mean. So, I think he has what it takes to make it, but not to the end. Then we're going to have Rainier. I'm also going to put him in that tier. Or is he a fan favorite? He's definitely someone who likes to show off more than he likes to like actually, put in the work that needs to be done. I'm not sure. I think that he's going to make it further though. And Hamish, I'm going to say he's going to win. I think he has the perfect combination of like very intelligent, but also lays traps and he has the perfect skill set that would let him really do well in the Hunger Games, I think. I don't think he's ruthless enough to kill his like friends and family if it came down to that. But I think that if he was if he was in the Hunger Games and his family was back home, he would do whatever it takes to win, and I think he could actually pull it off. Then with Marrow, I think he's going to be a fan favorite. Like, he would go really far. It's kind of the same issue with, like, Rainier, in that I think Marrow is very boastful, and I think that the people in the capital would eat that up. You know what I mean? And it would definitely be, like, people would be placing bets on him and be like, oh, he's super strong. Like, he'll be able to do it. But I do think he's very reckless. But at the same time, like, he's a honed fighter. So I'm not really sure. But I think more in my head, he's someone who he's gonna thrive off that attention that being in the Hunger Games brings, and I think that's gonna ultimately be his downfall. Sid is gonna die in the first 5 minutes. Like, yeah, he's a trained fighter and everything, but he is not gonna kill anyone. You know, he's not gonna make it. He's not. No way. Clyde, I'm gonna say puts in a good effort. Again, he never really shows us how great he is at fighting. Like, he makes weapons. But I don't know that he really has that much combat experience. Like, I'm sure he does, but it's not something we really see. So I think he would still put in a good effort, but I don't think he would make it that far. Cole, also, I think, is going to put in a good effort. I think he could make it kind of far, especially if he had his magic. But I just don't see him being able to make it all the way to the end, or really being a fan favorite. I don't think people would like him. He's not the most likable. I think that he also does not really have what it takes to win. You know what I mean? Then we have Grank. I think he makes it to the end. I mean, he's a big polar bear guy in knight armor. You know, I think that he's pretty strong. So I do think that he would make it to the end. We have Ilya. Yeah, she would win. Like, hands down, she's going to win. Yeah. Is there any question about it? No, I don't think there is. Yeah, totally is ruthless enough and has the magic to back it up. Jenna, I think Jenna puts in a good effort. Again, I don't know that she would win, but I think, again, she's kind of in the same camp as, like, Cassius and Alexios, that she's going to be, like, more the scheming type, and it's not going to be, like, really hand-to-hand combat killing people, but I do think that she'd put in an effort. Kudzu, I think Kudzu's going to be a fan favorite. I mean, he's already a fan favorite character in his own visual novel, but I think that also he's going to be a fan favorite in the Hunger Games. Because I think people are just going to like him. I mean, he's a likable dude, you know what I mean? Leo is going to put in a good effort. Again, he could make it to the end. He could be, but he's, like, not mentally there. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he would probably go insane over the course of the Hunger Games. You know what I mean? He would definitely, like, could go far, but he's not going to. He's going to be let down by that. TJ is dying in the first 5 minutes. Is there any question? No, I don't think there is. Brian makes it to the end, for sure. He is, like, unkillable. You know what I mean? Like, he's a beast. He's definitely not going to be a fan favorite, for sure. Like, oh my gosh, people are going to hate him. But I think he's strong enough to make it pretty far. But I don't think that he has... I think he's more like a force of nature, you know what I mean? He's like this evil, mean, sadistic person, but he's not like... doesn't really have the strategy mind that you need to win. Carl, I think Carl dies in the first 5 minutes, for sure. Carl is like a sweet gamer dude, you know what I mean? He's not gonna like kill someone, you know? I don't think he would do that well. Chunter, I think he puts in a good effort. You know, he has his whole like weird whispers in his head thing going on. He's, you know, I think he's not above killing someone, you know? I think that he would, for sure. I mean, So, I think he puts in a good effort, but again, he's just like a normal otter dude. He's not like, doesn't have the supernatural powers that some of these other characters have, so definitely not gonna go that far. Then we have Flynn. I'm not sure, you know what I mean? I feel like he's more ruthless. I think I'm gonna say makes it to the end. Again, he's not like a magical person, you know what I mean? I realize they put like all the magic characters up at the top, but they just have an edge over normal everyday people. But I do think Flynn, based on his like personality, he could be ruthless, but not a fan favorite. He's just like mean, you know what I mean? Like people aren't gonna be like, whoa, I can't wait for Flynn to win. The people in the capital, you know what I mean? But I do think that he at least has what it takes to go farther than like Chase, for sure. Then we have Cooper. You know, I'm gonna put him in Victor. Is he actually gonna win? I don't know. But he is combat trained. He's definitely ruthless. Give him a gun and he'll win. You know what I mean? I just think that he definitely would sacrifice anyone he needs to in order to win. I do think that he has a more emotional side, a softer side, but I think if he needed to, if he was thrust into the Hunger Games, no, he's gonna do what it takes to win because he's a survivor. That's his whole thing. I'm gonna survive no matter what. So I do think he generally has what it takes. All right, so let's see. That leaves Hamish, Ilya, and Cooper as our winners. Not who I thought would be in the top. I'm not sure who I thought would win, but I think that's a good group. Fan favorites, definitely I agree with these. As people who the crowd will just eat up. You know what I mean? I think definitely some of the people in puts in a good effort and dies could be switched around. Like, if we're being real, Chase and Jenna are probably not going to survive. And honestly, Cole would probably make it farther. But I just think based on their personalities and everything, I think this is a good tier for them. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. But again, people could move up and down the tiers. There's no real set order. Anyway, yeah, so that's who would win the Hunger Games.